So yeah, today I want to talk about a manga I just randomly picked up while I was at the bookstore, which is Samurai 8. And as you might probably know, it's actually written by Masashi Kishimoto, which every volume tells you is the legendary creator of Naruto. So yeah, I remember when Samurai 8 first came out, I was hyped for the series. Again, it's Kishimoto Sensei. I want to read his newest work. Although art isn't by him, it's by Akira Okubo. I don't know if he did any of the artwork prior, but yeah. But yeah, like I remember when Samurai 8 first came out, I was super excited for the series. I wanted to read like new series by Kishimoto. Let's see what it's gonna bring. And the first chapter was fine, I guess. A bit confusing because that does give a bit of a lore dump. But all in all, I was intriguing. And then the second chapter hit, and I forgot to read it. And then after some time, I just seen that the series is finished with 43 chapters. So yeah, it's actually the series did get cancelled, but it did get cancelled kind of in an unconventional way because Kishimoto himself basically cancelled the series, where the initial volume or volume sales weren't all that high, or to be more specific, first few chapters didn't actually grab that many readers, so it wasn't really that big of a success that he wanted, and I guess he didn't want to focus up on the series, so he just decided to end it. So yeah, the series is again cancelled, but you can feel it. But it's because again from author himself, and it does have an ending, which you can imagine how just speedrun it is. This manga should be actually called like manga ending speedrun the manga, or manga ending speedrun the series. What I'm trying to say, it's extremely rushed. So yeah, basically, Samurai 8, the Tale of Hachimaru is, as it says, it's about a samurai in space, and its main character is Hachimaru. Now, honestly, I do see the potential of the series, but I also see the faults, because it takes 2 full volumes for the series to become like truly interesting. If that time period got cut down to only 1 volume, I think this series would have been successful, because it does have that really kind of slow start where you don't get pretty much hooked by anything. Again, chapter 1 is good enough to give you that emotional drama between Hachimaru and his father, but then it takes 2 full volumes to actually get the story going. And then by the time it actually becomes like really fun, you're already at chapter 30 something, and then you realize, oh, chapter 43 is the ending. Like how? Like you can see, like this series was supposed to be another one of those long-running shonen series because it was setting up like that. But again, because unfortunately it got cancelled, it got wrapped up really quickly. I mean, even that wrap up is still like I can see a great potential. I can see how this kind of ending could have been really great if it had it's gonna sound kind of dumb, at least 100 chapters more before that. Like it could have been a really great series, primarily because of the characters. I really do love the main characters, everything they bring to the table, especially Hachimaru. He's an interesting main character. He's nothing new, but he's really interesting. I'll get to him a bit more. But yeah, in terms of like the story in general, it's simple. Like they have to find 7 samurai who hold these keys and open a Pandora's box so they can defeat Kala, the great samurai, who wants to get the other M something box that if opened, the whole universe will be destroyed, but they also need the 7 same keys to do it, but bad guys made the 7 copies to open it up, and Hachimaru is the 8th one, and was that a bit too confusing? So yeah, like the story, like it's basically like, okay, get 7 samurai and find the box before the bad guys find the other box, let's fight. But it does get confusing because you have a lot of these terms thrown at you, like samurai, bushi, and then you got the keys, key holders, samurai, princesses. This whole like the fighting system, like you get used to it. Like at first it can be a bit jarring, especially because the artwork, I do like the artwork, it's really awesome, but it's so watery, it does have a lot of effects. At first it can be a bit confusing, but once again, after a volume or 2, you get you get used to it. But again, it does take some time to get used to this series. I guess, and that's why it failed. But yeah, in general, like story, it's pretty interesting and it serves its purpose. Like you have a set goal that the protagonist and antagonist have. Great, go for it. But now, like I said, the character Hachimaru especially, I really enjoyed him because he is a complete asshole. Like he first starts off that he cannot move like at all. He's hooked up to this machine. He's like has every possible allergy known to humankind, and like you feel for him. You feel like while he's kind of an asshole because he's trying to put up a tough front. But then when he actually does become a samurai, he still kind of retains that. He retains a lot of negative aspects to his character, like not just kind of like, oh, I'm just dumb and that's that, like, you know, Naruto. Like Naruto, that's basically more or less his main fault after the first chapter. But like you can truly see that Hachimaru is like they make it a point to say like that his heroism, because you know stats and heroism is a stat, that his heroism level is quite low, and you can feel that, like, you know that he's not a bad guy, like he's a good guy, but he's still not like, you know, a hero, the main protagonist of the manga. Like you can really feel his growth growing like arc through arc, and then again I have to mention it gets cut off in the end. I think this manga really does work better if you read it knowing that it's been cancelled, because if you just like pick it up to read it, you'll just get so like cock slapped by the ending that you will not expect it, and you'll feel so much worse. But when you know like the context behind the ending, I think it gets much more digestible, and you can, I guess, appreciate the series for what it is or for what it could have been. But yeah, I also touched on the ending. I do like the aesthetic of the manga. I do love how it's all kind of, you know, this energy liquidy kind of, you know, all like samurai bushido. Like I also love the design. It's really an aesthetic manga, and I do love it. I don't have a problem with the art style. There's some really awesome panels. But yeah, like again, it's again a manga that took its time to get started. And I do believe that if Kishimoto were to continue this manga, it at some point would have probably gotten the respect it deserves, or if he completely managed to finish it, I think it would have become a cult classic. But again, manga industry is a really stressful industry. I can understand why he wouldn't like want to basically make or draw or write chapters week after week after week, and also taking his like kind of being a guiding guy for Boruto at the same time if it wasn't all that successful. So I understand him. I don't know if this series can ever come back. Like they leave it up the ending kind of opening, so you can make a sequel series, but honestly that would kind of not really crap on the series before, but I would I would enjoy the series so much more if it kind of like just ignored the last, I don't know, 7, 8 chapters and just continued on, because again they like you have Hachimaru's master Daruma and then Hachimaru, and then compare the stats between two, and it's like it's like if I compare the distance between these two stats, it's been being like comparing the distance between the Milky Way galaxy and the Andromeda galaxy. Yes, that was a bit of a space joke before this space manga. But yeah, you can see that this series was set up to run for a long time, not like this short. I remember when it actually got canceled, I was like so sad for Kishimoto, because again, the creator of Naruto, and I always wanted to read the series because again, it's 5 volumes, 43 chapters, like you can knock it off in a day if you truly like want to. But yeah, like in the end, again, it's disappointing that it ended so quickly. I would have loved to see more of it, but it is what it is. If you want to check it out. It's a decent shonen read, but again, you will get an ending, and you won't really feel like disappointed by the ending. You'll just feel disappointed just how like it's just sped run basically. Like again, the last fight with the main bad guy is just that's pretty much it. But yeah, Samurai, did you read it? Were you excited about it? What were your thoughts about it? Like, please, just leave it all, dump it down below in the comments below. And yeah, in the end, this is pretty much all I have to say about the manga. I mean, it's quite short, so I don't have too much to say. But yeah, like in the end, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see another one. Stay strong, guys. What?